Yeah, so here, welcome back to the grind. Here I am at, the doggy's looking wet and sad. He doesn't like the sound of the motors. Here I am, I'm going to shut this off right now and I'll tell you all about it. That's a John Deere 100 series. I think it's a 145 maybe, I'm not really sure. All the decals disappeared in the car wash. And it was not... It wouldn't turn over on the starter. It just wouldn't turn over on the starter. How come? I didn't know. But then I was watching a YouTube channel called Musty 1 and MUSTI 1. I'll put a link in the bottom there. And he showed us how to fix this thing. And I can show you too. So it's all in the... There's a decompression lever. Decompression is part of the valves. So on the intake or the exhaust valve, one of the two, there's a little decompression thing there that will allow it to turn over when it's not running fast. Then when it's running fast, it sort of clicks past that without, like there's on the end of the camshaft, it would be governed by the speed the camshaft is turning, whether that decompression thing comes out or not. But the other part of it is, it's very small decompression, and the valves must be adjusted correctly to be able to have the decompression work. There. Does that make any sense? Anyhow, I readjusted the valves. This thing has been hard to start since it was brand new in 1995 or thereabouts. So it's 30 years old, and it just was getting harder and harder to start every year because, well, the valves get a little bit looser every year. It doesn't have like that many hours on it, I don't think. Who knows how many hours are on it. Let me just see if this thing, like it has an hour meter here, but it doesn't turn on. Service reminder system. Anyhow, I think it's not that high of hours. It's less than 200 hours on it. And ever since it was new, it was difficult to start. Now, it starts like a breeze. So, watch along, you'll just see what happens, and it runs nice. So, I guess I'll have to go the rest of the way and clean up everything else on it and make it look pretty again one of these days. Get some John Deere green paint and some John Deere yellow paint and just make it look good. I know I put new blades on it 2 summers ago, so they're fine. And I put new belt on it last summer and changed oil last summer, so you know, it's all okay that way. It is reasonably well maintained. I made sure to check the oil and change the oil and all that kind of stuff. So anyhow, good little lawnmower, and maybe good for another 30 years, eh? As long as it doesn't rust apart. And I don't think it will, because I keep it inside in the winter. Anyway, so there. Stick around. You can see what happened, and see you later. Yeah, now today for your dining pleasure, here's my John Deere. I think it's a 100 series. I think it's a 135. Maybe it's a 145. Anyhow, it's a twin cylinder motor, and right now it won't turn over. I'll show you. I'll just show you what happens. We don't know whether we're going to fix it here or not, but see, it gets that far. Won't go over the compression strokes. Now, I have it on good authority, and that being a channel I watch on YouTube called Musty 1, MUSTI 1. And he's good with little air-cooled motors and Volkswagens and stuff like that. That it's all to do with the decompression thing, which is part of the valve. We have a helper today. Part of the valve adjustments. So I'm going to take this cover off of here, and the valve adjustments should be between 0.004 and 0.006 inches for this motor. For single cylinders, it's 0.006 to 0.008 or something like that. But twin cylinders seem to be all the, what do you call that, 004 to 006. Okay, so I'll just take this one off first. That one here runs the fuel pump also. That gets a vacuum for the fuel pump to... Anyhow, but first off, we'll work on this. Yeah, so anyhow, this one, it's excessively loose. Lots of room there. So now I'll see about adjusting this. I think what you do is you this is the locker, and that's how you adjust it on that one. So I'll need a 10mm wrench and looks like some sort of a Allen key, right? Yeah, so this is really loose, way too loose. It's 0.006 is supposed to be, but that's as small as my feelers get to. I wonder what it is with them. There it is right there. Smallest one I have, 004 to 006. Anyhow, there's a attached to one of these valves is a decompression thing, and so when the valve is open too much, the decompression thing won't work because there's too much. It won't engage the decompression. So that's what's going on with the thing, we hope. We'll find out soon here. Okay, I'll adjust this one up, and I'll just make that side's in, so this one's got to be loose. I'll adjust it. I'll make that side in. This one's got to be loose, and adjust it. Do the same on that side over there. Yeah, they're all. Let me see. No light there, hey? Here we are. They're all about the same now. Just a little bit of drag in there. That one might be a bit loose, but it's a lot better than it was before. It was very loose before. So let's just see, before I button it up, put it back together, we'll see if it turns over any better or at all. See what happens. Move this stuff off of there. See if the actual decompression thing works now. We don't know. Don't know for sure, but we'll see. Yeah, there, it turns over easy. So that solved that problem. I have a new starter because I really was tough on this starter last year trying to get it going. I didn't know this trick. Anyway, now I'll put this covers on, and we'll see if it'll start for the season. It hasn't run since sometime last year, but if it starts for the season, then maybe I'll one day take this off and give it clean up and paint it up, make it look good. John Deere yellow, right? Okay. Yeah, so it's 13.5 inch wrench on the bolt on the locker, and the nut locks it, and then 5/16 Allen key on the other thing, and a 006 on the valve clearance. Let's see if it'll start. It hasn't started since last year. In fact, it wouldn't start last year because it wouldn't turn over anymore. Now, got choke and everything up there. Oh, there. How do you like that? I'll let it run and warm up for a bit. I think there's a lot of concrete there somewhere. Anyway. That's alright. So, over here, where the dog's out in the rain, he's scared of those noises of the lawnmower, eh? Anyway, here we are. I'll put the cover back on. That's easy to put on. So that's good. That thing will run again for another year or two. I think the thing is about, I think I bought it in about 1995, so that makes it 30 years old already. And that's pretty awful good for, you know, a 30-year-old machine. And sitting around for the winter, and I really don't look after it very well. Like, I do change the oil and stuff like that, but that's the first time I've ever checked the valve clearance on it, or done anything about that. And it's been hard to start ever since it was brand new. I do have a new starter motor for it, but I guess I don't need it. That's okay. I imagine I'll need it eventually. Anyway, that's a good sign. It runs. Yeah, and hot air is coming through, so it's okay. The headlights even work. good. There you go, that's all for this one. We'll let it run for a bit and I'll shut it off, and that'll be good for the cutting season. Yeah, so you'll be happy to know this thing here just starts up and runs right away without a trouble. So that's nice.